Everybody, welcome back. I apologize for the noise in the background. If you guys can hear it, I know I can hear it. Yeah, there's a dehydrator running in the background. Anyway, so kind of go along with that last video of what I got from Centurion Auctions. You know, with those Rami G kits, that Sterling kit. They also had a whole bunch of G3 and Cetme mags, as well as a few Sterling mags. So I decided to get a whole bunch of mags. I really don't know why. I don't know why I do this to myself, but anyway. So there's a bunch here. I don't really even remember how many. It's a huge box. I don't know how well you guys can tell this. I mean, it's a big square box, probably 18 inches by 18 inches by 18 inches, roughly. So yeah, it's a huge lot of mags. Paid, I think, $3.50 before the buyer's premium, before shipping, before all that fun stuff. Anyway, we're going to take a look at it. As I always state, guys, don't forget about Proxibid. And don't forget that some of these auction houses also have their own website, their own bidding platforms. And oftentimes their premium, or their buyer's premium, is less than what you will pay on Proxibid. Food for thought. I don't even remember what the buyer's premium was on this, but it's a whole bunch of mags. Let me tilt this to the side because I don't know if there's an invoice right here. Give me one moment. Don't believe there to be one, but I've been wrong in the past. This is packaged really well. Everything, guys, honestly, everything I have gotten from Centurion has always been extremely well packaged. Whether it be rifles, whether it be parts, what have you. It looks as though they might have separated my two lots. Maybe? Maybe not? I'm not real sure. Yeah, I got a whole bunch of stuff here. Let's just go ahead and pull all this out. A whole bunch of Cetme mags right there. Got a few HK mags kind of thrown together. Some of these are a little worse for wear, and some are in much better shape than others. So why did I get a bunch of Cetme mags? Well, if you guys have looked at any of my past videos, you know I have a whole bunch. Drop that. I have a whole bunch of Cetme kits, and for that very reason, I wanted a bunch of Cetme mags. I mean, pure and simple. You guys know as well as I do, eventually this stuff will dry up. I don't know how long or when that's going to be, but anybody with half a brain knows that. That's interesting. That was a packing peanut. I wonder if that came from Cheaper Than Dirt back in the day. That's where I got a bunch of mine, actually. So let's get this off the table. Try not to hit the camera. Alright. So, as I was saying, I got a whole bunch of Cetme mags. They range in condition. They all actually look pretty stinking nice, to be honest. Yeah, it's a lot. I don't think I'm gonna need any Cetme mags. Some of these are a little worse for wear. Some are much nicer than the other ones. And I've already ran out of room on the table. All right. So I believe they divided it by lots. You guys probably can't see this well. It's a bit of a mess here on the table. So it appears, if I can count, I have 20 Cetme mags here. Am I counting right? Yes, 20 Cetme mags. Now obviously some are more well loved than others. You can see that. I mean, it's just general wear. It's got a nice patina on it, actually. Feed lips don't look bad. Some have a little bit more wear, like I said, than others. Floor plates don't look bad. You guys can see where it's been flattened out from usage there. But then you have some that look practically brand new. Very little wear. And from what I can tell, all these look good, except this one. Has a little bit of a boogered up spot, but that's just because that floor plate is not on there properly, as you guys can tell. I'll probably have to get a screwdriver to help fix that one. But it's just not down on that lip right there to hold that floor plate in, so I don't think there's anything wrong with it. As a matter of fact, you can still see there's plenty of cosmoline still in these, in some of them. Which makes me wonder about country of origin on those. Now, this is kind of neat. These are some really rough looking HK G3 mags. They have a lot of dirt on them. I really don't know why. And it looks like wherever the gentleman got these, I guess when they did his estate, he must have paid $25 a mag. That's what I can see on these. Is apparently that's what he spent for them. No, I'm not selling these, YouTube. Just had to throw that out there. This one looks like it was manufactured in November of '74. Then we have an October of '82. And then we have, oh, that one's pretty cool. It's got a G3, a K with, I'm not sure that symbol, kind of looks like a crown, and then 12 of 64. Now, they've been used quite a bit, but they still look good. I mean, look totally functional to me. But that was one lot. Okay? So, let me do a little bit of rearranging. Of course, these Cetme mags do not have any markings on them. You guys know that, for those of you that know anything about Cetme mags. But seeing as how Cetme mags are around, oh, I don't know, you guys can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. I want to say they're about $8 a piece. Do some quick math. 8 times 20, that's $160. Okay. Plus these. So, not bad. But let's move on to the other mags. Now, like I said, anytime you have an opportunity to get cheap surplus, seize that opportunity, because it will not always be around. And you guys are smart enough to know that stuff eventually dries up. And I'll be honest with you, back in the day, actually, yeah, back in the day, through Cheaper Than Dirt, I was buying these, most of which were brand new in the wrapper, for 97 cents a mag. I think I might have showed that in one of my videos, the actual magazine. I can't remember. If I didn't, I'll put a little screenshot up here in the top left. But I paid 97 cents a mag. I wish I'd bought like 100 of them. But, you know, sometimes we just don't think about those things. Alright, so here, and of course the wrapper is not going to be nice. Here are those Sterling mags. Now guys, these are definitely not cheap and are hard to come by. But I wanted to get some of these for that Sterling parts kit that I have. Get this other one open. Because one day I would love to make that into a semi-auto, you know, pistol variant or something, if I ever get to that point. I don't know if I will, but we shall see. And honestly, guys, some of these mags do look better than others. Some actually, wow, look brand new. Okay. Now, there are some variations here. Now, you guys will have to school me. Chris Gosling, if you're watching this, you might want to school me on this. You see, I have all these different Sterling mags here. One is not like the others. That's this one. That way you guys can see that. It does have a little bit of rust on it, but it says magazine 9mm L1A2. And there's an F59 on the magazine body, and there are no other markings except for a serial number down here. That's interesting. When you compare that to one of the other Sterling mags, they have a decidedly different body, as you guys can tell. Top's still the same. Back is still the same, except for how these were joined together. You see magazine, Sterling 9mm. You got some other information here. You've got the UK patents on there. You know, these are just some really beautiful mags, to be honest. Pretty cool. And if you guys are watching, you know exactly what I'm doing. There are certain things I am choosing not to show for certain reasons. But these mags look good. Mag followers work good. I mean, this one looks brand spanking new. I mean, how often do you see one like that? It's pretty cool. Good stout springs. I mean, all of them. Just good, strong springs. Now, when you look at the followers, or you look at the top side, you know, nothing wrong there. They look good. I've got no complaints. So, like I said, guys, paid $350. Got all those. Got these. Of course, yes, there's always a buyer's premium. Just depends on where you bid on it and what platform you use. You never know what it's going to cost you. You just have to do your own research. You guys are smart. But I got 7 of those Sterling mags. I'm really happy about that. I don't understand why this one has a locking piece on it. I did not catch that. So it's got a locking, well, it looks like a locking tab right there. I guess unless that's part of the L1A2 design. Interesting. I didn't catch that before. I'm sure it would still work just fine. But I don't know. I don't know anything about Sterlings, to be honest. But 7 of those jokers, 20 of those, and 3 G3 mags. Like I always say, guys, if I'd been smart back in the day, I would have been buying these mags. I would have been buying more of these. I certainly would have been buying those for 97 cents a round. But, you know, it's hindsight's always 20/20. You always realize these things after the fact. You know, like for instance, back in 2010 when AIM Surplus got a whole bunch of Mosin Nagants in, the 9130s, and they were selling those for $99 a pop. I should have bought a crate, but I didn't. I was an idiot. Just bought a few. Should have bought a whole bunch more. And now, you go out and look, Mosin Nagant will run you at least around $400 or more. I mean, that's quadrupled in price. That's crazy. But unfortunately, it's a sign of the times in which we live. Now, maybe prices will return back to normal one day. I don't know. But just in case they don't, I'm going to have all the mags I'm ever going to need. So, and, you know, may end up, you know, may keep the nicest ones and sell the rest on another platform. Wink, wink. You know, kind of, I don't know. You know, that platform kind of sounds like Bunhoker. But anyway, I don't know. I haven't made my mind up yet. I need to go through all my mags, see what I got. It's always great for trading stock. It's always good to have stuff like this because somebody else is always going to want it. So there's always, they will always serve a means to an end for multiple different reasons. But anyway, make sure you guys remember to go check out those sorts of places if you're in the market for things like this. You never know what's going to be out there. You never know the pricing. Like I said, what I just told you doesn't include buyer's premium, doesn't count tax and shipping and all that stuff. I tend to usually not throw that on top because it always varies. You're always going to pay it unless you buy it from a retailer that gives you free shipping. And good luck with that nowadays. It's just the truth. So, as always, guys, big shout out to my subscribers. And I definitely want to thank you guys for all your likes, your shares, your comments. And if you guys have not considered subscribing, please do so. It definitely helps out the channel because as I've said many times, I am entirely self-funded. But as always, guys, thanks for watching. And until next time, you guys have a great day.